Brum, 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 brum. I'm doing a review of Gran Turismo 5, guys. So, in this review of this great driving simulator, um, a driving simulator that used to be considered a unicorn that no one had ever seen and was being delayed, is finally here. It's February 3rd, and I'm going to review it, guys. Or it's actually the 4th. So I'm going to review it. I'm going to talk about gameplay, graphics, pros, cons, and whether you guys should spend your $60 on this um, piece of PlayStation software. So let's go ahead and take a tour around the box really quick. We got, I don't really like the front too much. The picture looks a little bit, just kind of standard. Just got a picture of I think that's a Mercedes-Benz on the front. I'm not really too sure. It has the 3D, so it is one of the first 3D games made by Sony. And then Polyphony right there. It's rated E, obviously. On the back, we got some gameplay. Got the go-karts, and then just some more stuff. NASCAR. And then on the side, we got Gran Turismo 5. And I live in America, in case you guys are out of the country watching this. So I bought this in America. It cost $60. I'm not too much sure how much it is in pounds and stuff like that. I think it might be a little bit more. But yeah, this is a PlayStation 3 exclusive. And frankly, I'm glad it's exclusive because it makes people go out and buy PS3s and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and talk about gameplay really quick. Gameplay is definitely a selling point of the Gran Turismo franchise. And yeah, it continues on with Gran Turismo 5. Now, when I got Gran Turismo 3, I wasn't really too much of a simulator type guy because, first off, I was about 8 years old. And I just thought the controls were sort of complicated. I didn't like using the analog sticks and these buttons and stuff like that to go. So I went out, when Gran Turismo 5 came out, I went out and bought a steering wheel about this big. It's pretty good. I like it, and it definitely adds to the experience of Gran Turismo 5, which is good. Um, Pretty much, gameplay is, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. And the reason why I give it a 9 out of 10 is because even though it's a driving simulator and it's a game, and I know this is going to sound really stupid, it still doesn't feel quite like the real thing, even though, I mean, it feels pretty damn close. Now, I know it's hard to get a simulator feeling just like real driving, but when they do that, then I'll give it a 10 out of 10. So right now it's at a 9, which is pretty good. Um, when you really get going fast, the car starts shaking a little bit. Like you can actually feel it shaking. You can see it shaking. It gets pretty intense, and I thought that was pretty cool how they added that in. Uh, the steering wheel has the force feedback, as I would expect, and that was pretty cool. So that, it kind of helped with making it feel more realistic. So gameplay, like I said, I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. And it's much better than Forza 3, the gameplay. When I say gameplay, I mean I'm just talking about strictly driving, racing. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about graphics really quick. Now, if you're talking about the premium cars, which there's about like 200 premium cars, I think, and those are very nice. They pretty much almost look real, especially like reflections off of them and stuff. That looks really good. Uh, they got the cabin views, which actually look like the real thing on the inside. Uh, so yeah, the premium cars look really good. Now they have standard cars which they imported from Gran Turismo 4, and those don't look quite as good. I'm kind of disappointed that they went ahead and did that after 5 years. They couldn't enhance them or anything. That's kind of BS. Um, so standard cars, they kind of bring down the experience a little bit. I noticed when I'm actually racing, textures seem to be a little bit varied. Like, for example, you might be looking off way out in the mountains, and like they would actually use a real picture of mountains, okay? But then you look at like a hill that's right next to you as you're going by, and it looks, I don't want to say it, but it looks pretty bad. Uh, they needed to even out graphics or something like that because cars look amazing, the road looks really good, the grass looks pretty good, but then you might see like a hill that's about 30 yards off and it actually, I mean, it just looks terrible. So I don't know what happened there. So graphically, it looks pretty good. It's got some anti-aliasing problems, which means the shadows look a little bit screwy sometimes, and there is some screen tearing, but screen tearing never really got to me. So let's go ahead and talk about the pros really quick, and then we'll get to the cons. Pros pretty much is you got a good driving simulator, which means good gameplay. You've got a very good online community, which meaning there's lots of people online. It's not necessarily easy, but there's a lot of people online. Um, good graphics, got good premium cars, you got good racetracks, and it's just a straight up good simulator. So yeah, those are pretty much the pros, and pretty much Gran Turismo's been around for a while, so they know how to do the racing part good. Now let's get to the cons. This is one of the things I don't really understand what was going on in their minds. Standard cars, obviously, I just said that. What was going on? Standard cars, uneven graphics, screen tearing, anti-aliasing issues. Uh, the online, even though there's a lot of people online, it's a little bit hard to really get going. You need to install the game for it to run quickly. Um, but online, what they needed to do was when you get online to race people, you're racing cars that are like supercars. For example, I own a Ferrari um, Italia 458, I think, and it doesn't even compete with the people on there. Like they have some really high end cars, and they blow me away. So what they need to do is section it off like supercars, um, really expensive like Ferrari, Lamborghinis, and then just keep on going down the list, and then you can kind of get into your class and race people that are even to you. So, and then that's pretty much it for the cons. The menus are a little bit confusing, but I got used to them very quickly, and I was navigating myself through them very fast. So, all in all, I'd give Gran Turismo like a 9.1 or 2 out of 10. So, it's pretty much a 91. I'd give it a 91. The things that are holding it back is pretty much 5 years in development, and there's still some graphical issues and standard cars. Now, they weren't talking about updates. They were talking about some updates for fixing that, which will be good. So this is Yankee 7411 signing out. This is my first review on my um, Logitech uh, Webcam Pro 9000 series. It's pretty good. It's HD. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll be rolling out a lot of videos since I bought this. So this is Yankee 7411 signing out. See you later, guys. Peace.